In today's topic, I want us to jump into giving you kind of like a step-by-step guide to launching a successful Airbnb business. Yes, my friends, it is a business. Running an Airbnb, it is a business. Why would you want to do it if it is not a business? On here on the TJ Tribe, we are always talking about real estate and we are always talking about real assets. Well, Airbnb itself is not about making you money, but it's a platform that you can utilize for you to make money. So I'm going to give you today a step-by-step guide. And I think what I'm going to give you here is information that a lot of people jump into without considering first. So I'm wanting to setting you up for success when you're now doing your Airbnb. Maybe you're considering it, or maybe you've been thinking about it. Maybe you've been seeing it around and you're asking yourself some questions. In today, what I'm going to jump on to tell you about is a step-by-step guide to launching a successful Airbnb business. If this is your first time of being here, hey, my name is TJ. It is great having you here. We are always talking about real assets, property. We're always talking about making money, growing your business, and making sure that obviously you are growing that business to the next successful person that you can be. I just want us to jump in and talk about what we are going to be talking about. We are always talking about building successful, building a secured future, and we want it to be successful. And today we'll talk about a strategy that I also use, which is called the Airbnb. I do not use one strategy. I use multiple strategies. And I do this to hedge my risk, as I go along, welcome to the TJ Tribe. And greetings, my family sends their greetings to you like it is always. And that is Emily, Ginger, Fufu, and Fifi, the rabbits. They send their love. They are well and kicking. And we suspect they could be pregnant again. Yeah. And Aurea and Aria, they also send their greetings. Those are the Jakes family there, other than my own two kids that I have in the house. Maybe you got your own fairy pets at home. You let me know what those are. I want to give you something here. So this past weekend, it was amazing. I had an amazing time with at my local church. Some of you do know that I am a man of faith. And I attended church this particular weekend with a difference. We had a conference of young adults that came out, around about 2,000 of them that came out from Friday all the way to Sunday. And it was an amazing moment seeing young adults coming in and just zoning in to be with and wanting to learn about God and everything about God and Jesus Christ. And you might be wondering, TJ, why are you telling us this? Well, my friends, I had the privilege to actually serve in that conference. What does serving mean? I volunteered my time. I wasn't getting paid and things like that. And I want to say to you that if you're not worried about your money, or if you're not worried about your income, where it's coming from, it gives you options and you can take time to go and do some other stuff that you love to do. So I dedicated my entire Friday. I didn't do nothing. I dedicated my entire Saturday. I didn't do nothing other than consuming myself into ushering other kids that are younger than me, younger Christians that are coming in into the Lord. And I dedicate my resources and my time to usher them in and growing the kingdom of God. And maybe this is not your thing, but what is your thing? Because when you got property and when you got a successful business, then what? What is the bigger thing that you are wanting to do? So this is my big thing. At some point, I actually thought that maybe one day TJ could become a pastor. Hallelujah. Then I decided, no. Well, I didn't decide it, but I spoke to Jesus about this and I decided, well, my path is very different. What I am doing right now, it's also God's work. And we all have different talents. So as I was here, like I mentioned, around about 2,000 kids came through. But what was more amazing for me is within that, throughout the weekend, just below 900 people got saved, became new Christians. I was like, wow, this is amazing. So we are doing a good thing, ushering people to the Lord. But as I go along, as you all know, if we are meeting for the first time, I write books. That's what I do as well, other than doing real estate. So I write books. By the way, you can literally go onto my website and you can grab any of those books for free. Yep, I did say that. For the month of June and July, I am going to be giving out my books for free to anyone else who's willing to learn. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I am born in July. So it is a birthday gift from me to you. And all you need to do is to pay for the shipping to your doorstep. However, there are some people that have already done so. And here is what someone said to me when they actually read the book. This is a picture that they sent me. Yep, a picture. Let's see what the picture says. So they sent me a picture of their reading glasses and a tissue. And they said here, I just finished reading your book. What an amazing journey. I cried so much at the end with tears of joy for the reward of your endeavors. You are indeed blessed. You are an inspiration to me, and I thank you for sending me this book. It was good. That was someone there that read that book, that read my book there, that is called From Dead to Property Mogul, and where I just talk about my journey and how I was actually able to get out of debt. Some of you are in debt right now. So how can you be able to get out? Today we're talking about step-by-step guide or to launching a successful Airbnb business. You don't need money to do this, but I'm going to show you how best you can do that. This is someone here that I just read my book, and they are now, getting inspired to do something else that they need to do. Another person says to me here, what do they say? Right? They say, right, let's change the view there. Finally started reading your book last night and then couldn't put it down. So I read until I finished it at 2 in the morning. So inspired by your journey, even more now that I've been able to get an even bigger glimpse into your life. And of course, it was great to be able to read it in your voice too. I felt like it was having a chat with you. Well done on all of your achievements you shared in the book and the many I am sure you have experienced since. But thank you for sharing yourself. Thank you for sharing of yourself in this way and showing those of us behind you what is possible. More grace to you. Right. Those are the reasons why I write my books, to inspire other people, to challenge you. There's other people that are far ahead of me in life. I learn from them. And I might look like I'm a little bit far from you. You can learn from me. And this is why I put these resources together so that you can learn from them. Right? Remember, today we are talking about the strategy, which is called Airbnb. I know that on this particular show, we normally bring in deals, but I thought instead of just bringing you a deal, how about I teach you how to make the deal? Yeah. So today it's a good day. I'm teaching you how to make the deal. And it's a step-by-step guide to launching a successful Airbnb. By the top of the hour, or should I say by the top of the first hour, you'll be able to understand all of this and you'll be able to do it yourself. It is ITJ. It's great being here. And we will go on now with the presentation. Right. So as I go on, I want to speak to you guys about Airbnb. So for some of you, you don't know what Airbnb, and that's okay. There is nothing wrong with that. Maybe you've been chilling under a rock. So I want to present to you a platform that is called Airbnb. And this platform has been around for a while. So basically, all you need to type in is www.airbnb.com. And I am going to try to go through to the actual Airbnb platform so that we can all see and we can learn from it. So this is the website, Airbnb, right? So you do not need to learn a little bit around it. If you're a good eye of learning, you can do that. But basically, these are all the things that you can rent on Airbnb. Does your property has amazing views? So put it in the amazing views category. Does it have a beach? Are you on a beachfront? Maybe put it there. Are you on the countryside? Someone else has got a farm, right? Is it an amazing design? Is it a farm? Or the other day we went to a farm and someone was laughing at me. And literally we went to a farm because I wanted my kids to experience a farming experience, right? Camping, off the grid, breakfast, you get the drift. So all of these people at the moment, they have all loaded their properties on Airbnb. Now, as I go back, so it is a platform. Airbnb is a platform, and it is owned by someone else. And what you need to do is obviously to go there, you create your own account, and then you can load your property. Okay. Once you load your property, you can then publish it. Once you publish it, anyone in the world is able to see it, and they will be able now to view your property and then pay for the property, and then they'll come through to your place and you will give them whatever access it is to your property. But I've seen many people that have made money, which is why I'm wanting to give you a step-by-step guide on launching a successful Airbnb business. I'm wanting you to do that. So that's why I'm doing this. So there is two ways in which you can do this. The first one is that you need to have access to a property. I didn't say you need to have ownership to a property. You need to have access to a property. When you have access to a property, then with that access, you can then be able to load it onto Airbnb. So that is number one criteria. You need to have access to the property. So if you can rent a property, can you Airbnb it? Yes, you can. If you own a property and you want to Airbnb it, can you do that? Yes, you can. If you then are going to follow my step-by-step guide that I'm going to give you now. If you you've just been given a room by someone or a farm by someone, like someone else was trying to give me a farm the other day, can you be able to rent it out on Airbnb? The answer is yes. So you see, you do not have to own it. You can also become, the moment that you load your properties on there, you are given the term host. So you become a host, and because you're hosting people, right? So you become a host. So when you're now hosting people on your property, you can also become a host without having to rent or to own properties. You can host for other people that don't have the time to be having conversations with other people. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. But today, in my step-by-step guide to launching a successful Airbnb business, I want to speak to a person who may have access to a property, access to a room, access to your facilities, and you are thinking now, what should I do? Or maybe you have already started Airbnb and it's not giving you money. I want us to go back to the step-by-step guide so that you can be making money. The first thing I want us to jump in here, this is now on the step-by-step guide, is research the market. When I'm talking about researching the market here, what do I mean by that? The question really is that, number one, why should someone come and stay at your property? Why should someone come in and stay at your property? Are they coming on vacation? Are they coming on business? Are they transitioning from one place to the next? So they're looking for a place to stay. Are they coming there for medical reasons? Okay. Are they attending maybe a court proceeding in an area? All right. So why should someone come and stay at your property? So research why someone should come to stay in your place. So if you're in a demanding vocational area, it's a default that you're going to be doing vocational. However, let me give you another example. You might be staying very close to a court, right? I'm talking about a high court, maybe a local court, whatever it is. And people are coming through to the court. Or this might also be, you might be staying at close to a medical facility, and I might be attending either to my legal affairs, or I might be attending to my medical attention, or my wife is being attended to medical attention. And maybe I come from out of town, or maybe I come from out of country, a bingo. I am now going to need somewhere else to stay. Is that the kind of client that you're looking for? Maybe you stay in an area that have big corporates. And these corporates, they're always bringing in people from different countries, of different towns, and so on. That's the research that you need to dive in to say, who is likely going to come and stay in my area? And when you have done that research now, you now have an idea of the individual. And when you have the idea of the individual in your head, I normally actually want to give that person a name. It is John and it is Susan. They are coming through to my place. We are in a vocational neighborhood. Why would they come? Because they are on holiday. They want to spend some time on holiday. If they are coming through, are they going to sleep together? Yes, they are. Okay, fine. Do I have a double bed? So your research kind of like goes on into the drill. When they wake up, what are they likely going to do? Can I do maybe a to-do list for them? When they are coming through, do they have toddlers? Will I allow toddlers? Can they have maybe teenagers? Teenagers now can't sleep with their parents. So now a teenager in an extra room. So can I now rent out the main room and the teenager room together as a combo? So you're doing the research of the clientele that you are wanting to serve. A lot of people don't do this when they're going through into Airbnb. They forget this crucial step of the research. Who are you wanting to serve in your property? That was my first number one there. And the research also goes into another element that I'm going to speak about a little bit later. But this time around, I just wanted to speak about the persona or the individual that you are wanting to serve on your property. What is the kind of person that you are looking for? And when I've given them a name, it is very easy for me to now be able to identify what I can do for them, and I can do a customer journey for them. The second one I can think about here is, how do you prepare your property? So I spoke about a client who is maybe got teenagers. I spoke about a client who's got toddlers. The way that you are going to be preparing the rooms are very different between these two clients. The way you're going to be preparing for a client who is just coming in for a 2 days work is very different from these two that I've spoken about. So again, when your preparation is now informed on the research outcome of what kind of a client you are wanting to have on your property. So you may not need to. So a lot of people say to me, TJ, I have an Airbnb. And I'm like, it's for who? I don't know. It's anyone who wants to book it. No. You have to have an idea on who is coming through to stay at your property. If you have an idea, then you can prepare for them. It's like when your brother-in-law is coming into town at your house. How much preparation do you need to do on your room? If your mother-in-law is coming into town, how much preparation do you need to do? You get it? You see? If your cousin is coming into town, how much preparation do you need to do? Probably nothing, isn't it? I'm just saying. But there we are. That was my step number 2. Step number 3 for me is a very important one. And step number 3, it speaks about creating the listing on the Airbnb. So we spoke about Airbnb, remember? I'm just going to jump onto that website again. We said this is the Airbnb part of it. It's got a back end to it where you can then be able to load. So you can log in there where it says log in. So you can log in. From logging in, that's when you can set up the Airbnb itself. And here it is now talking about creating an attractive listing. What does that mean? Number 1, I have seen so many people taking pictures with their cell phones. There's no lighting. in that room. We can't even see whether there's a bed or whether there is no couch. We can't. So we need to create an attractive listing. In attractive listings, for me, it starts off with, why would I want to come and stay in your property? What experience are you going to give? Who are you? So maybe giving it a little bit of 2 cents about who you are. Are you a cultured person? Because people might come through. Like, for instance, I've got this other friend of mine. They are married. He's Afrikaans, hard Afrikaans. He's married to a Zambian girl. And the two of them, they've got two separate cultures. And now they are living in this house. And when I go and stay in their house, I don't know what to expect. The lady might just be making some Zambian food, or maybe the guy could be cooking in some hard Afrikaans food. So the culture in their house is extremely rich. Put them together, they can create an experience for someone else who's coming through. Hey, we will give you a 5-course meal. Your 2 courses meal will be based on the Zambian cuisines, and your other 3 courses will be based on the Afrikaans cuisines. Who? Now the customer is like, I want to come through to you and stay at your place. So they're not just coming in to stay at your place, but what is the experience that you can already put up front that they can be able to enjoy their stay in your place? The reason why they are coming through to stay at your place is that they are looking for an experience. But you know what, TJ? Me, I'm just Tosa, so me, I'm Zulu, or I don't have these experience or that you're talking about. But me, I'm also colored. I'm not so sure where I fall in. Well, my friends, you are not thinking. Just think out of the mind, out of the box. Yeah, think out of it a little bit. The experience that you already have right now, someone else doesn't have that. And that is the same experience that I'm saying. You can create that for the next person because they don't know. Or maybe that's the one that they are actually going to come in through to stay at your place. And remember, you also need to take, I call it professional pictures. I need to see what I'm going to be staying in. I need to feel comfortable. Oh, that bath look good. Or that bath, all of those things. That's now, you are telling the story of your place by showing the pictures and writing a little bit bio of it. So it is important that you do that. And before you even do that, maybe what you need to do is check out the other guys, what they have listed, how they've listed, what kind of quality pictures do they have, what stories are they putting up in there. But I'm not saying that go and borrow a story, eh? I'm be authentic. People wants to see you. Right. So can you then make some money? Remember, this is a step-by-step guide, right? To launching a successful Airbnb business. You may be thinking this is so simple, but a lot of people miss it. I don't want you to miss it. I want you to grasp this, but this is actually not just about Airbnb, actually, my friends. It's about running a business. When you're running a business, and if you've got these fundamentals correctly, you know who you're serving, now you can price it correctly, right? If I'm going on a holiday, maybe money is not really a thing because I'm on a holiday. So I want to experience, I want to treat myself. So if you're in an area like that and you're providing an experience that nobody else is providing, it is your opportunity to bump it up. Yeah. If you are giving an experience that is so unique that nobody else has, so you've got this dame that have shacks that come in from nowhere, and people are coming through to see this. Why would you want to put your property on 500 rand? Why don't you put it at 1,000? Why don't you put it at 2,000? The more unique your place is, the more you can price it up, or the more you can see what is happening in the area. And then you can start to see, I am going to charge it at X. Now, when you charge your price at X, you also need to consider what other people are charging, And then you need to come to the middle ground. The middle ground is, are you making money And will you have people coming in? Will you place more people with whatever price that you're going to give? If you are not going to be making money, then Airbnb is not for you. Then don't do it. Why have people coming through to place, stay at your place, and even vandalize your place when they come? Yes, they do vandalize places, Airbnb. I've had that experience. And why have people coming through to your place and complain all the time? Yeah. So no. So yeah. Then the last one I want to speak about is, and do not tune off on me here because I still have a bonus point after my last one. The last one for me is, are you a custom service person? Do you have the heart to save people? And I do mean this from the bottom of my heart, because people are difficult, because people will ask for ridiculous things. If you jump into the business of Airbnb and you are wanting to be giving a service, you want people to come through at your place, and they are going, it's a room that you've got, and out of this room, you are going to be saying that I'm going to. If you're a person who doesn't like speaking to people, maybe renting out the room is not a great idea. Because imagine me coming through at your place and I stay there in your room. I am bound to speak to you at some point. And if you don't enjoy that, then Airbnb is not for you, my friend. Try something else. Right. But what is custom service? Custom service is rendering to save to others on what the service that you say you can do. So do that. But don't do it at 100%. Do it with excellence. Do it as if this was the only last person that I was going to provide service to. Do it so that they can remember you long gone. Custom service doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be in possession. So in some of my properties, as you know, I'm a real estate, I work in the business of real estate. So what do I do when to present a good custom service? When we speak to them, we speak very politely to them before they even come through to our place. We use words like please, may you, and all of those things. Yes, please, right? Thank you very much, right? All of those words. When they come through to our place, we give them directions so that we almost talk as if we're talking to a grandmother, so that they don't get lost. If they say that they're going to be there at 9 o'clock, we'll check up on them. How are they doing? Have they arrived? When they arrive, some of our places, we do not have a person actually checking them in. They can check in themselves. So we give them the experience on how to do it. When they walk into the room, it's got an ambience, a nice smell that is there. Why do we do that? We want them to experience something different. The smell is good in here. What did they spray? Now it becomes a point of conversation. On the bed or maybe on the kitchen top, we may leave a small present, maybe some sweets, right? Or maybe, I don't know, but you also don't want to be provocative with your gifts to them of being a custom service, right? And once they have checked in, maybe we can check in with them. Maybe hours later, hey, how you doing? Are you doing your stay? Anything else that we can do for you? Have you figured out how to do A and B and C? Now that's custom service. You're owning the relationship with your customer. That's where you are going to be making some money. I had someone coming in to stay on one of our houses for Airbnb. Yes, house. And they came through to stay. They booked all the rooms and they arrived as one person. And when they arrived, they literally said, okay, great, we're going to stay. And they booked for 2 days. It was over in a weekend. But long and behold, the Monday, they then said, we would like to book the place for the next 3 months, and my family is coming into town. Boom! What happened? The guy who came out came to test. And my friends, the problem is that when we have a guest coming over for the first time, we actually don't know how much business they're going to give us. We actually don't know what's their status like. Are they just testing us? Are they just a one-time hit wonder? We don't know. So custom service, I don't know how to express it. So if you're one of those people that are wanting to learn about doing business, so I wouldn't just teach you about Airbnb. I don't do that. I teach you how to manage the business. I teach you how to grow the business, right? How to put your processes, how to make it amazing so that you can have a successful business. Onto my website, we've just redone our website, which is called the TJ Tribe. And I'm going to share with you my website right now. And if you had to jump onto my website, www.thetjtribe.com, you will see that right on top, it speaks about us. So you can jump on and read about us. You can talk about finding deals. So sometimes we have deals and we can share those deals to you. And for education, you're wanting to learn. For education, you click on education. It's going to take you onto right here in the middle of the page. And it talks about building a successful future with real assets. And you can get started with one of our entry programs that's called Getting Started Business Coaching. And basically, for $997 a month, you come through into the tribe and you start getting your coaching. From your coaching, you start attending and getting the classes that are there. Or if you're one of those people that are like saying, TJ, I am serious about my business, then you go through into the Get Serious. And within the Getting Serious, you get everything that is in the Get Started program or plan. And over and above that, you get also other things that are also within the Get Serious program. But if you're one of those people that are saying, TJ, I'm a high achiever. I'm like you, bruh. I want to do high performance. Then hit the button that says talk to us here, and we can connect you into what we call the Thrive Business Coaching. And that is for people that are on the high performance, they're looking for results, they're looking to build their businesses, and they probably have a business as well, or you are one of those people that have the drive to do more. So as you jump onto the website there, that's what you can do, my friends. I trust that it makes sense. And I'm excited. I'm excited for where we're going. I'm excited for you so that we can jump in and do this. But I do not want to waste your time. I know that you might have some other things to do. So I'm just going to run this again. On the top, it is important that you do your market research. Who do you want? What kind of a person do you want to stay in your property? What type of a person, right? You want to go and attract that individual. I'm just wrapping up here, and I might just give you some new answers, right? Now, prepare your place. Do you have someone else who's helping you to do that? Being creative. Not all of us are creative, so maybe look for help. Is a cost an issue? Maybe find what the costs are in your area, or maybe find someone else. All right? When you're talking about the market research, that market research should also tally up to the prices in the area, right? So don't just say my place is 1,000 without doing your market research in the area. What value adds can you give into the prices? I told you I'm going to give you some more nuggets. So what value adds can you give in, right? Now, do you already have the space? If you don't know anything about custom service, where can you learn custom service, right? And all of this is what's going to make you successful in your Airbnb business. My friends, that was the step-by-step guide to launching a successful Airbnb business. And I am trusting that this has been a great value. Don't forget to subscribe, and we will see you on the next video.